Hi everyone, I'm your host Samuel Dietz.
And I'm Lauren.
And welcome to Story Brewing. This is our very first Truesday. We call them Truesdays because they're episodes focused on true stories. Whether they be crazy, inspiring, wild, hilarious, they can really be any type of story. We can't wait to tell the stories that have stuck out in your lives, because this show is all about empowering everyday people and honoring the tradition of oral storytelling.
Also, before we jump into today's episode, we want to remind everyone that once a week we do Fiction Fridays, which is when we read and fawn over short fiction stories that have been submitted by you. Whether you're an author, casual writer, or just someone with a great story idea, we want to share your work and promote you in the process. Be sure to check out our website at storybrewing.com and submit your work there. All right, without further ado, here's our first Truesday episode, A Tale of Two Pants.
So here I am, Lauren. You've brought me here to tell you the tale of my pants as a boy. You want to get in my boy pants?
Well, when you say it like that, it kind of sounds wrong. But I guess that's accurate.
You don't want to get in these boy pants?
No, I want to hear all about your boy pants.
Okay.
But not in a weird way.
Okay. I'm going to tell you about my boy pants, but not in a weird way. And let me tell you, this is a two-parter, okay? That's why I titled it A Tale of Two Pants. Because there are two stories that juxtaposition one another, all right?
Okay, so there's a contrast happening.
I suppose. And here is the first story. I was just a wee lad, had a paper route in the morning, and I worked long hours.
Did you actually have a paper route?
No. Good fact check. You're a good investigative journalist. I did not. But I wanted one. But I never had one. Oh, so maybe I did. No, I didn't have one.
So you were imagining yourself as a hardworking young lad.
All that matters...
Really, you stayed up late playing video games.
Yes, I think I stayed up late playing Zombies Ate My Neighbors and getting killed over and over again by that giant stomping baby.
We've all been there.
No one knows what I'm talking about. Here's the deal, though. I was very little. I believe I was about 6 or 7 years old. I like to think 6 because 7 becomes the age that this story is incredibly embarrassing.
So we'll say 6.
We'll say 6. Put 6 on the record.
But everyone remember, it was actually 7.
Put 6 on the record. And I was a wee lad and I was tired from all my work the night before, all my work putting into the video games. And apparently I slept through breakfast. I slept through being woken up.
And this was a school night?
Yes, thank you for clarifying. This was a school night.
Okay.
And going to my little private school in Greeley, about 30 minutes away. All right. And I recall being essentially dragged out of my bed by my dad because I had slept through everything and it was time to go. And he's barking at me and he's leading the way and he's saying, we gotta go. What are you doing? And so... I snatch my backpack on the way out, like Indiana Jones, like...
Real smooth.
And we get into the pickup, and I'm like, whew, I'm all right. I made it. Who needs the mornings? I don't even need the mornings. I'll take the extra sleep from now on.
Yeah, like breakfast, who needs that? Breakfast is for losers.
That's what I'm thinking in my head is I'm like, oh my gosh, all this time... My brother and sister, they're suckers, right? They wake up, they ask for breakfast, like, Mommy and Daddy, what are we going to do tonight for dinner? I don't care.
And you're just snoozing.
I'm snoozing. I'm dreaming about Candyland and Monopoly and other board games I could win at or get in arguments at over Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the classic dreams of any 7-year-old.
Right, any 6-year-old. I'm 6, just to be clear. So I get pulled into this silver pickup that my dad had when we were a kid. Barely remember this thing. But I do recall, and this is kind of a side story, but I'd like to make note of it. One day, my dad had a bunch of stuff in the back seat of the pickup, and I think he was too lazy to move it or something, that he put my sister, my brother, and myself in the bed of the trunk. And he took
The truck bed? Not
the truck bed. Yeah,
okay,
sorry. Truck bed. I misspoke. The truck bed. And he took some twine and rope like he does. You know how he's always doing stuff like that. And he tied us to the back in the bed of the trunk. Truck bed, sorry. With rope. And he intended to hit the highway with us.
Oh my goodness.
Because he didn't want to move this stuff out the back of his back seat of his truck.
I really appreciate the ingenuity, but I feel like if somebody saw you guys, they would have thought he was holding you hostage.
Yeah, and what happened was within the first block or two, me and my sister started bawling immediately, and me and my brother are high-fiving, oh, this is sick, bro, this is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, low-key, I still feel like a badass if I'm in the bed of a truck
Obviously. But it was on the third block, and he turned for the first time, and our guts, the rope went into our guts and left these terrible burns, and we just started smacking on the window, and we were let us in this freaking truck. And so that was how I survived that day of my childhood.
So this was the truck that you were getting dragged into.
Yes, and that was a total side note, but I just felt like it was worth mentioning and letting you all know that my dad was a bit of a eccentric person, ex-Navy military guy, okay? Anyways, so we're driving to Greeley, smelliest town on earth.
Very accurate.
Yes, and we are almost at the school when I really wake up for the first time because, it's been a luxury not having to wake up that early. And I move my backpack off my legs, and I realize that I'm not wearing any pants.
What? Are you serious?
I am completely pantsless, save my little tidy whities with these colorful dinosaurs on them.
Are you serious? Even tidy whities, not even boxers?
Not even boxers. 100% tidy whities. Cotton, fruit of the loom, the whitest things you can imagine.
How did you not realize?
Because I had been rushed out of the house so quickly that I couldn't, I don't know, it never hit me. And I got into the car, I was groggy, I put my backpack on my lap, and I was just like, this is a great morning. I'm going to sleep in every morning. I don't miss anything. And there I am, as we're pulling into the school, and I realize I'm in my underwear.
So what did you do?
So I waited for my brother and sister to exit the car, and I longingly got out, and I was so scared to tell my dad because he was in a rush.
And he was already kind of on edge, too.
He was very on edge, and he is a type of man who can be on edge, And so I turned, though, because I couldn't go into school. I couldn't do it.
Were you still in the car at this point?
No, I got out, and I was outside the window, and I was pulling down my shirt, and I had my backpack hanging loose, and I was just trying to cover my bottom. Because, my
my bottom.
My second grade crush or whatever was there, and I'm like, she cannot see me, or we will not get married in the steeple. So, in all my courage, I tap on the window to my dad, and he rolls down the window. It's a crank window back in the day, so he has to lean over, rolls it down, very irritated, and he goes, "What?" And I tell him, I forgot my pants at home.
What does he say?
And he doesn't say anything. He leans over and looks out the window and notices that I'm holding my shirt down. I'm in my underwear. And he just says, "Jesus Christ." And I'm standing there so embarrassed and so scared. He gets out of the car, slams the door, grabs me by the wrist, as he did to start the day. Really, this is all his fault, to be fair. And he pulls me into the school, basically like a president being pulled into a bunker after World War III has been announced. He's like ducking my head. I think he has his big brown leather jacket over me, right? Like he's covering me up, and I'm so petrified, and I'm just trying to avoid anyone that I know. And I get to the receptionist. I recall she was like this big bird-like lady, like all receptionists are, right? And she has, no offense, I love receptionists. This is nothing against receptionists. And I love birds, so good for all of you. And she looks over with her spectacles. My dad says in the most condescending way. She's like, he forgot his pants at home.
Oh,
and
I
you
can
know what I
imagine
mean?
that tone of voice, definitely.
Yeah. And I'm like, yes, I concur. I did leave my pants at home. And this wonderful bird receptionist pulls out these short jeans, also known as jorts. I swear they must have been from a 5th or 6th grader because they were huge on me. And she gives me these jorts and I slip into them. It was essentially a Britney Spears mini skirt. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
It wasn't good.
I wish I didn't, but I do.
It was really, really bad. And so it covers me, and I go through the day wearing these jorts, and I think only a few people found out, but in my heart of hearts, I know that I showed up to school in my underwear, and I haven't really ever told this story to anyone, and so here you are. This is part 1 of my pants tales as a boy, so I hope you are enjoying getting in these pants. All right. Thank you.
Before we move on,
yes,
I don't think you can just wrap it up like that.
I'd like to wrap it up.
I have a couple follow-up questions
for
you.
Hit me.
Not so much a question, really. Actually, just more of a statement.
Okay.
People always talk about, I had a dream last night that first day of school tomorrow, I showed up to school without any pants on. But that, actually happened to you.
Yes. I started those dreams. I was the one.
It all originated from you.
It was a legend from me. I was the pantsless Sam.
If not you, you are continuing on a lineage.
Yes.
Of being that kid.
I like to think that someone else, had passed this honor down to me, and I, every day, just, hope that someone else takes up my threshold somewhere in the world.
I'm sure some poor kid has taken on this burden.
So, there you go. Part 1.
Part 1.
My second story is less dramatic, to say the least. In fact, it's almost anti-dramatic, the way it goes, right?
Okay.
So I don't want you to be expecting something as crazy as me having my pants off at school.
Okay.
All right, but here we go. So, again, it was late one night, and I thought to myself, you know what would be amazing? If I didn't have to put my clothes on in the morning, okay? Because everyone hates putting their clothes on in the morning, right? And I believe this is a psychological reaction to me not having my pants on at school, okay? This whole story, all right? But, so I'm thinking to myself, and every morning one of my parents come up and they wake me up and they open the door and they say, get ready for school. You know what I mean?
Just like that.
Get ready for school. And I would always wake up and groggy, as I mentioned before, I would put my clothes on and I'd grab my backpack and I'd go to work, aka school, okay?
You put on your suit and tie.
Yeah, I put on my suit and tie. And not this morning, though. I had a plan. I decided I would shock my parents. I would be so prepared they couldn't even believe it. All right? And so I decided to pick out my outfit before bed and to get fully dressed in my clothes. All right?
Okay.
From head to toe. I was wearing a red sweater. I was wearing these stupid green zip-off pants, which are the most unrealistic, stupid things on earth.
Those are, renownedly, the most unflattering,
I know.
weird pants.
It's all we had. It was a Christmas gift. It was a Christmas
I think
gift.
I even, I think this is a little bit of a side note. I had a pair of bright orange zip-off pants when I was about that age. Just horrendous.
They are the worst things ever. Again, another trend I think Britney Spears started.
Oh, definitely. Britney Spears always had a bunch of zippers everywhere.
Oh, so many zippers. Too many
and
zippers
Avril
to count.
Lavigne, too. She was another zipper person.
She was hardcore. She was like a hardcore.
Actually, she was more of a zipper person, I would say.
Yeah, gross. Anyways.
Gross.
Well, I mean, she was pretty, but you know what I mean. A lot of...
I still have that CD, I'll have you know.
Maybe too many zippers for any person on earth. Okay, let's get beyond the zippers. I'm in my army-colored zipper pants and my red sweater and my wool socks and my hiking boots, which were my day-to-day shoes at the time.
You left your shoes on?
Yes, I left my shoes on, and I tied them perfectly. Like the little loops and bows and everything. So I'm sleeping there, and I'm just waiting for my parents to come in the morning. All right, because I'm so excited that I'm already dressed. Once again, I found a way to cheat the morning system. So morning comes, I realize I haven't slept a wink. I've been up all night. I'm staring at the ceiling, so excited that I'm in these clothes. I tried to sleep in like an esophagus type.
Esophagus?
Or a sarcophagus? Or sarcophagus?
Sarcophagus? Is that
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus?
I was like a sarcophagus mummy with my arms crossed and my feet straight. I was like a kid who wanted to go off the really steep slides at Waterworld.
Oh yeah, when they're like cross your arms across your chest.
Yeah.
Chin to your chest.
Exactly. Side note, I was always too afraid to go on those as a child, but I knew the form. I was very good at the form.
But you practiced it.
I practiced the form, never went on the slide. Way too scary. Way too dangerous. Don't want to talk about it. My fear of heights is for another day. So I'm lying there all night, arms crossed, super excited. Dawn breaks, the birds are chirping. I'm tingling inside. I hear
It's like Christmas morning.
It's like Christmas morning. And I hear these footsteps coming up the stairs like it's Santa, okay? But I know it's not Santa. I know it's one of my parents, okay?
Okay.
And they open the door. I don't know who it was. May have been my mom, may have been my dad. I can't remember the detail. And I'll tell you why I can't remember is because they were gone in an instant. But they open the door, and as always, they say, "Get ready for school." And like a magician, I've got my hand pinned to the side of my blanket, and I was ready for them to say this because they said it every morning. And I whipped off my blanket like a cape, like a magician's cape or something. Okay? Fully whipped it off. And I half like shimmied out of bed, and I just go, after they say, "Get ready for school." And I had my one-liner ready. I just said, "I already am." And I'm holding my hands in the air like razzle-dazzle, like, look at me, look how intelligent I am and how prepared I am. And I look up, and my mom or dad, they were gone. They didn't even catch me saying the catchphrase.
So they were just in and out. Get ready for school, gone.
Yep.
On to the next kid.
Yep. So there I was, standing like a pretend magician, arms in the air, saying, "I'm ready," and no one there to hear it.
That is so sad.
Oh.
And you didn't even sleep.
I didn't sleep. I was up all night. I was so excited. I was so excited to show the world that I was ready for the day. And no one acknowledged it. And again, no one knew this happened except for me. And it's been a deep, dark secret until now. But I feel it's time to tell this tale.
Well, it's like, what a moment wasted, because it's not like later on you can be like, oh, guess what I did? I got really ready for school in the morning.
I know. And it was like, I couldn't go to school and be like, "Guys, I did the sickest thing last night," and have everyone huddle around and be like, "What'd you do, Sam?" And me being like, "I dressed in my clothes, and when my mom got up the stairs, I said, I'm already ready." Because I would look like a total loser.
And then your parents, it's like, they might not even believe you once they already left the room, because for all they know, you just got up and got dressed like normal.
Yeah, and I like to imagine that I went downstairs and I had cereal, like every kid does. And then I had a bunch of time to kill and I didn't know what to do. But I will tell you on a side note here, a little fun side note, all right? In the mornings, I got into this little fit, and I used to take these matches that my dad had, and I would run into the green belt, and there was frost on the grass still, and I would try and light these matches because I wanted to see if the grass would catch fire. And on like the second or third day of me having some extra spare time, obviously because of being smart and dressing ahead of time, my brother followed me out into the green belt, and he caught me trying to light the green belt on fire. And he was like, I got you. And I was like, what are you doing? And it was like some showdown of me, and I could never even get the grass to light, which was really demoralizing because I had this thing for fire. And
it seems almost like it was a parallel to you dressing for school the night before, and it just didn't work. It's like the same kind of theme here.
I had a lot of aspirations and a lot of failures. Please do not report me to the FBI in regards to arsony. But yeah, I don't want to talk about my childhood anymore, at least for today. I'm like psychologically broken at this point.
Thank you all so much for tuning in this week, and a big thank you to Samuel for sharing A Tale of Two Pants with us. If you enjoyed, be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcast, and on our website.
Also, if you have either works of fiction or a great true story, please go to our website and fill out our submission form to potentially end up on our podcast. We are dedicated to promoting up-and-coming authors as well as those who have interesting experiences and need an outlet to share.
We come out with a new episode every Tuesday and Friday, True Story Tuesdays, or Truesdays as we like to call them, like today's episode, and Fiction Fridays, where we feature a captivating short story.
Again, thanks for listening, and don't forget to put your pants on in the morning.